We're here in a blind this morning. The sun's about to come up. We had some nice deer in front of us, but there's been a hog out there aggravating them, running them off, and he gonna mess around and get shot. Got a nice 8-pointer out there. We're supposed to kick her off his G2. Looks like a mature buck. Let's see. Smoked us a big old mature buck, and the sun's coming up. It's a beautiful morning. We were blessed to have that, so I couldn't resist it. We had 2 nice young bucks out there. They're going to be some nice ones later, but this guy was mature old. He's a fighter. He's broke off a little bit on that one side. Couldn't pass him up. That's what we came here for, buddy. Get us a big one. Good job. Oh yeah, that's a nice mature buck right there. That's a good Texas mature buck. There's a problem when you come out and you mature with me. He's going down. We had 2 nice bucks in there now. Next year they're gonna be awesome, but this guy right here, he's a fighter. He's got a broke off point there. Look here, he's even got a little 5th point knocked off. He was gonna be a big old boy. Nice mature buck here in Texas.
In Texas, our early season weather, it's pretty unpredictable. It can be cool in the mornings, but during the day, probably gonna get really hot. This year, nothing's different. It's extremely hot. The deer are still moving very consistent. It's just the first hour and last hour of daylight almost every day. They've gotta eat and drink in this weather though to survive. This time of year, there's a lot of afternoon hunts you wish your blind had an AC.
So I don't know what I ever did to Mike, but it's about 95 degrees here in Texas. And I feel like this is what the Japanese did to the Americans in World War II, sitting up here in this hot box. So I'm sorry, Mike, whatever I did. That's a good looking deer. Oh, there's another. Look at the wreck on that little deer. That one behind it's gonna be a good one in a couple years. Something off to the right spooked it out. Saw a lot of deer, a lot of good young bucks. You know, just waiting on the one that's age appropriate for us before we take it, but promising first day. Excited to see what tomorrow holds.
As an outfitter, I live and die by my trail cameras. This time of year, these bucks are super patternable. And my covert cameras, well, they tell me where I have to be hunting and when the deer are at these locations. I rely on these cameras every day, non-stop, because we have so much land and there's no way to be every place every day. You just can't do it. These cameras are a great tool. Every time I'm checking these cameras, I'm putting out a little bit of orange corn. Basically, it's a citrus powder that you coat your corn with. And down here in Texas, it's like ringing the dinner bell. They love it. Perfect feed to spread just before you hunt, because if they get interested in it, they're gonna come check it out. Here in Texas, we don't have the moisture, we don't get the rain, so the corn, that's our food plot. There's really no other way to get these bucks out in these senderos and out in the open where you can see them in this brush country. If you don't put the feed out, probably not gonna see the deer.
All right, a lot of movement early this morning. Probably saw over 20 deer so far. A lot of bucks in here. One we've nicknamed Ocean's 11. He actually has 13 points. Little young. He's going to be an absolute rock star. We've got one mature one in the group. Decent 8-pointer. A couple other bucks in here fighting this morning. But I think we're going to wait out and see what we can find later in the day. But overall, great first morning. Saw a lot.
Yeah, you just ran a lot off.
You sure did. Yeah, we found a monster you're gonna have in a couple years. Little 13-pointer was just a beast. 20 out here this morning, and this wave just kind of came through all those, but saw a lot. All right, we got a really good 8-pointer coming in from the right here. I think that one's a shooter. He's gone. We lost him behind some shrubs and didn't turn broadside enough for me to get a decent shot, so that was the one shooter we've had so far that we could have gotten, so I guess we'll see if he comes back. Dang it, he would have been a good one. That doe just blew. She cleared the field. He didn't spook. He's moving our way a little bit. Oh my gosh. We got the deer we were after. Unbelievable. Absolutely beautiful, unique buck. I can't wait to go take a look at it. This is a deer we called Janky. It was a little off, but what character.
She called him Janky. I don't know.
I named my deer, Mike doesn't, but
Look at that side. Look at the left side of this deer. If he had both sides, that is crazy big. He's got G2, 3, 4, and 5. That's pretty awesome.
such cool character. Look at that.
Big bodied, and we've been trying all week to make them older than they are, and finally this is what I was talking about. You'll know when you see one. They're big.
Patience pays off.
Beth, congrats. That is a heck of a deer. I've really enjoyed it. This is the first time we got to hunt together, so it's we've worked together for a while but not hunted together, so we'll have to do this, make it an annual event and kill some more deer.
I'm in.
All right, well, congrats.
Thank you, Mike.
Hey, good call there, buddy.
Thank you, Michael.
Don't tell him, but he actually called it right.
Well, Texas didn't disappoint. What a great early season. We were on deer after deer. Jamie shot 2 awesome bucks, one being his first deer with the drop tine. Yep, I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, we got that. That's my first drop down buck. On my close, I think it's like 20 yards. They shot a buck at 20 yards, get rid of my wheel. That's a buck Mike passed to let me shoot. It's a pretty good friend, if you know what I mean. Good friend. Oh my gosh, that is so awesome.
Michael and I were able to spend some time together in the blind.
Good job. You man.
And to top it all off, Beth hunted super hard, passed some great deer that just weren't old enough, and ended up shooting a great buck on our last day.
Such cool character.
If you want to try hunting in Texas in early season, give us a call here at SOE Hunts. We'd love to take you hunting. I promise you one thing, we'll work hard and we've got some great deer.